All right, so back at the whiteboard. Today I want to talk to you about why retail media is going to soar in the next 2 years. It is already on the path to soaring because so many different ad networks have started to suffer from higher CACs because of various privacy rules. And so we have seen Amazon have, the majority of its profits come from ads actually. Walmart ads is also doing extremely well. Instacart has a huge part of their revenue and especially their profitability coming from ads. And so it's like, okay, this trend is obviously here. What is it about retail media that makes it so powerful? And what are some of the emergent ways in which you're going to be able to take advantage of it? And I thought that the one that would be interesting to highlight is Uber. So Uber has two main businesses at this point, their ride and their eats. And especially and across both, they're getting a lot of data about you, right? So now when you're in the Uber app, they have that data. They can use that data to sell ads that they place within the app. And then, especially in the Eats version, they can directly run the transaction based off of that ad, just like you have with like Instacart or DoorDash, where people are paying for the privilege to be placed in the middle of an order in a way in which you can then sort of like highlight other options when you're inside of that marketplace, right? This one is very obvious. The part about the Uber ad network that I am like shocked by and kind of impressed by, to be honest, is that they're now taking this. You're logged in when you call the driver, right? And so the driver knows they're picking you up. There's now a second screen second meaning outside of the driver's phone that they are using to navigate them to where you need to go. There's now a screen that is in front of the passenger on the back seat that knows that you are the one who have entered the car, right? So this recently happened to me where I walked into an Uber and I noticed the Uber screen said like welcome Rishabh, and immediately I was like, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. So not only did my trip information show up on that screen, right? Useful content, so it hooks me and it makes me want to look at that screen, but it started to show me ads. And now the nice thing about a screen that is being put in after the fact is that it's going to use a modern screen. So it's a touch screen, right? And I'm already logged in with my credit card information. So not only can they show me relevant ads based on the data they have across all of my interactions that I have with Uber, but I can actually complete a transaction if I wanted to on that screen because it knows it's me. I am logged in. My credit card is stored with them. And so this is again another closed loop system, which is, retail media networks are all about, hey, provide advertising opportunities to the advertiser in a way in which search or discovery based advertising can then allow for the transaction to be completed within that retailer or within that retail media network. So that way that quote unquote retailer is the one who owns the relationship with the consumer. And that is happening with the secondary screen inside of the Uber. And I think that I mean, this is like very interesting, and in some ways, it's like obvious that they're using the space inside the cab as a way to actually drive advertising. What I think is less obvious and particularly exciting is the way that the data can be used and the way that the transaction can close the loop because there is a screen that you can touch and interact with inside of the Uber that has your credit card information stored. And so this creates a very interesting real world distributed retail media network. And I think that across all of these different retail media opportunities, especially with the ways in which you can now come up with like interesting ways to close the loop, I think that over time, advertisers are going to have to spend more and more time thinking about retail media and thinking about how they want to invest in the different retail media opportunities. And so this, amongst many other reasons, is why I'm so optimistic about retail media and what the next 2 years is going to bring, especially as traditional third-party ads, like unfortunately on the open web, deteriorate with cookies going away and privacy rules. The networks with scale are going to gain a lot, but there's going to be many of them. And so advertisers are going to have to figure out how to allocate budget across them. But now is the time to start investing in it while you can learn before your competitors how to take advantage of these retail media networks. All right, hope that was helpful. See you on the next one.